You're watching Coach Speak with Erik DeRoo. The topic I want to go over today is which AAU circuit is the best to get recruited, and the second piece is how do college coaches decide which events to go to during the July recruiting evaluation period. The first part of that question, the last few years, especially pre-COVID, a lot of people would have said the Nike UIBL circuit. It's one of the highest, most athletic, most 5 stars recruits that have been in part of UIBL circuit for years. But Under Armour and Adidas, and there's obviously new brands that are bringing new circuits as of late that are trying to compete in the basketball space. The biggest piece to know in regards to recruiting in AAU circuits is college coaches will go to any event to follow any team, no matter what your brand you're wearing. They want to find the best players that can fit their program and help them be the most successful at whatever level, Division 1 through Division 3. They don't care what team you're on. They care how much you can affect their program in a positive way on the basketball court and off the court to whatever degree that is. The second piece is how do college coaches decide then which events to choose? Well, every college recruits slightly different. And is it regional? Is it national? Is it international? And that kind of obviously depends on your region and the type of school you work at or coach at. And from there, you break down your recruiting list on need of position. And then you look at the recruiting classes by 22, 23, 2024, classes all the way down to see what players you already have on your list. You break that list down, and then you see where each of those teams are attending. And most schools, my size, mid-major, and lower for sure, will try to be the most budget-friendly as possible. So finding events that have the most of our recruits at those events will probably be where you see most of us consistently. It's hard to pay $500-$600 to get in the door at an event across the country for one player. It's hard to sell our administration that's the best use of our money to fly somewhere to see one player, unless that player is the one, and we really think we're going to get them, or we have to be there to feel like we're going to get them. We'll probably pass and try to see them at another event that's more economical. Again, recruiting, depending if you're women's or men's basketball, and obviously which league and where you're from, will determine what your roster composition looks like as regards to like where they actually recruit. And again, we recruit heavily in Texas, but we've gotten into Oklahoma, Kansas, a little bit of Arkansas, and Louisiana. And we have one player from New York, and that was kind of an anomaly with the junior college showcase that we saw. But we try to stay within 6 to 8 hours of Abilene Christian so we can see those players as often as we can during the high school season, so we can drive to a game and drive back and not cost us too much money and or too much time. So to finish up with this talk about AU basketball, because July is obviously here and evaluation periods are starting very quickly, is college coaches want to see you put the basketball in the hole, to be honest with you. That's a huge part of it. Did you grow since they saw him last? We had players in for our elite camp, and we were joking because we hadn't seen them in 2 years, and how some of them got longer, taller, more athletic, and there's others that didn't. And so I think that's what we're not always evaluating, but we're definitely seeing and talking about is, did you grow and mature since we saw you last in person? Going back to what we want to see on the court is definitely we want to see skill sets that you worked on and improved on. Every player that I have on our recruiting list, I know what they're really good at and what they need to work on, especially if I added it to our recruiting list. And so I want to see if they got better at the skills they're already really good at, and see if they added anything to their bag through the offseason when I haven't seen them last. Really excited for the July evaluation period. I'll probably do one more podcast and Coach Speak show about where I'm going, at least the first week of July, and do another one for the second week. Thanks again for watching Coach Speak with Erik DeRoo. Hope to talk to you again soon.